tutorial, and we're going to be looking at Excel on this occasion. So firstly, what I want to do is just to introduce you to the different types of symbols that you'll be getting or that you might be using. So firstly, you've got the little forward arrow there, which is more than, the backwards arrow, which is less than, equals, speaks for itself, it's equals to. Do the forward arrow and then equals, it's saying more than and equal to. Likewise, if you go backwards arrow and equals, less than and equal to, the little star symbol is multiply, forward slash is divide, minus is minus, plus is plus. You'll then also see some of these here. So there's equals sum. Use that when inserting a formula to add, multiply, minus or divide a set of numbers. Equals average, just used to calculate an average. So if you've got a load of numbers in a column, at the bottom you can just use equals average and then use the cell references for that whole column. It will give you an average. You then have the if function, which is used to sort of add some sort of condition to the particular cell. So let's say if 3 is higher than 4, enter the show the value as yes. If it's not, show it as no. There's also VLOOKUPs, which to be honest we probably won't use, we probably won't need ever. But then there's also the equals max and equals min. They will just automatically find the highest number or the lowest number out of a range of cells that you've selected or you've asked it to go and search through. So without further ado, we'll move on to the actual task that we're doing today. So what we're looking at is it's an old exam paper which is for level 2, and it's from a company or an awarding body called Pearson's. We will do another one using City and Guilds in the future, but for now I always find this Pearson's one is a bit easier to follow and a bit easier to understand. So before we move on to City and Guilds, we'll have a look at this stuff first. So for this one, it's all about doing a trip to somewhere, and it's sort of listing all the payment details made by people who've booked the coach trip. So open up the document, which I have here. So this is the document we'll be working from, and it's what's supplied with this particular exam paper. As you can see, it's got people's names, it's got the booking reference, it's got the age. It's got a few months there: August, September, October, November and December, which is how much money they've paid each month. And there's a column for total paid, one for cost, one for balance, and one for paid in full, question mark. So first of all, it says enter your name, candidate number and centre number in the footer. We'll skip that bit for now because I don't think you'll have to do that with City and Guilds, so we won't bother at the moment. So we'll actually start off with point A. So enter formulae to calculate the total paid by each person. So what we need to do, have a look at this total paid column, and basically what it wants is it needs to add up August to December's payments. So what you do, click in the box there. Now, there are ways of doing this. You could refer back to the guide here and type out the actual formula, but I'm going to show you a shortcut which will make life a little bit easier. So what you need to do, there's a little FX button at the top here, function button. So insert function. So because we're adding, we're going to need the sum function. So remember, sum is for either adding, multiplying, minusing or dividing. In this instance we're going to use it for adding. So once you've opened up this, you get this little window. Just double click on sum and it'll bring up this next little box. Now you don't really need this second box at the bottom there, number 2. You just need this top one. So at the minute it's saying D4 to I4. So what that's saying is that it's going to add up every single number from D4 to I4. So the little colon, that means 2 basically. So D4, so column D, row 4. So that's including that, and we don't want age included. What we want is actually August. So we'll have to change that to E4. So it should now go from E4 to I4. So E4, F4, G4, H4 and I4, and it's adding them all together. As you can see there, it's going to give you a little value for how much that all is added up as a total. So for this instance it's 220. So if we press OK, as you can see, it's then put in the value into the little cell there. So what I'm going to do now is, you see this little black box on the shape on the outline of the selected cell, so the bottom right hand corner. Click on that with your left mouse button, hold your button down and drag all the way down to the bottom, so row 28, and then release. And as you can see, it's automatically done every single row for you, so you don't have to go in for every single one and do that sum. It's literally put it in once, drag it, pull it down to the bottom, job done. As you can see, they are all varied, so there's 220, 250, 150 for Alvin there, 220 for that person as well, and so on and so on. So they're all quite different. So we've done that bit, so we'll move on to the next part. So the cost of the trip depends on the age of the person. If the person is aged 16 or over, the cost is 250. If not, the cost is 200. So the clue is in the question there as to what formula you're going to want. It's the if formula, if you can remember from previously. That's what we're going to be using this time. So this will be in the cost column there. So if we select K4 for Kerry Violet, we'll do the correct function. So again, we're not asking you to type in the formula. There's a nice little easy trick. Function, as you can see there, there's if there, so double click on if. It'll bring up this next window. So what it wants you to do now then is to say that if the age is more than or equal to 16, then the value, if true, will be 250. If false, it'll be 200. So basically, if they're under 16, it'll be 200. If they're 16 or over, it'll be 250. So what we'll do now then is, if D4 is more than or equal to 16, the value, if true, will be 250. The value, if false, so if it's under 16, it'll be 200. And have a little look at that, see what we're doing there before I close it. So as you can see, if D4, the age, is more than or equal to 16, in this case is 42, the value, if true, will be 250. And again, as you can see there, it gives you a little clue as to what it tells you what the outcome of it is going to be. It's going to be 250. So next, all you need to do is press OK. And then we'll do the same as we did before, just so we don't have to type it all out again or go into the functions for every single one. Little back box there, click on that and hold, drag it down to the bottom, and it'll do every single one for you. So as you can see, there are a few differences here. If we look at Alvin, Alvin's 15, and it's saying the cost for him is 200 quid. And they've also got Elizabeth Parker there, who's 14, and again that's 200. Rose, 250, she's 34. So as you can see, it's all worked out quite nicely. And then we'll move on to the next part. So enter formula to calculate the balance to pay for each person. So the balance is basically how much they've paid taken away from the cost. So because it's a minus that we're doing, we're going to need sum. So again, go up to function, double click on sum, and then what we're saying is K4 is the cost. So for Kerry Violet, the cost is 250 quid minus J4, which is what she's already paid. So she's already paid 220 quid. So if we put K4 minus J4, we'll say that she's got 30 quid left to pay. It tells you at the bottom there as well. If we press OK, that's all done and fully completed for that one. So again, same as before, click on the black box, drag it all down to the bottom. There you go, it's worked them all out. So as you can see, Charlotte Russell, total paid 250, the cost is 250, so now it's saying the balance is 0. She's already paid. That's all we need to do for that section. So if we look at the next part then, so use the spreadsheet function to display yes in the paid in full column if the balance is 0, or no if it is not. So again, the clue's in the question. It's saying if, giving you these options, if this, if that. So you know you're going to need an if formula. So what we'll do, back up to the function button and double click on if. So this time then, if L4 equals 0, so if they've paid all the money off, if L4 equals 0, we've got nothing left to pay. The value in true, if true, sorry, will be yes. So is it 0? Has she paid in full? Yes. If not, display no. Okay. Then if we press OK, you can see that says no. So again, same as before, little black box, click on that, hold it, drag it down to the bottom, and as you can see, it's populated everything. So as I said, Charlotte Russell, balance 0. Is she paid in full? Yes. Again, Elizabeth Parker, balance 0, paid in full? Yes. And as you can see, everyone else has got some numbers. Have all got no, because they've not paid in full yet. And the next bit it says on the actual question paper is to save your work, etc, etc. We're not going to do that, we're just going to move on to the next part of the question. Okay, so part E, sort the data in alphabetical order for first name within order of last name. What you have to do with this one to start off with is to get some filters on here. So if we highlight that row by just clicking on the 3, it'll highlight all of that. What you want is filters. So as you can see at the top here, just press that filter button, it'll add all these relevant filters in. So what we're going to do first is just try and filter A to Z from last name and see what happens. So it's filtered the surnames in alphabetical order. If you look at the first names, they're still a bit jumbled up slightly. We've got Alvin, then Andrew, and then we've got Alison. So that's not quite right. If I just press the back button, what we have to do first, sort it out by first name A to Z. It'll put all the first names in order, and then do the same again with last name. And then you'll see this, its surnames are all alphabetical, but then now all of the first names are in alphabetical order as well, in line with surnames. So we've got that one sorted. So the next thing you have to do is to format the spreadsheet. So format all currency values to pound with 0 decimal places. and then add any other formatting so that the worksheet is clear, easy to understand, and easy to use. So all the ones that's got the money in, we'll just highlight all of those. So just select the first one, hold your finger down and drag the way you need it to be. So in this case it's going to be all that selection there. And then what you need to do is to right click. As you can see down the bottom here, we've got format cells. So click format cells. Should bring up a window. So here's a little window. And as you can see here in category, we've got general, numbers, currency, counting, date, time, percentage, fractions, etc, etc. So all we need is currency. You can see the pound sign is already automatically selected, and it says decimal places 2. So do you want to add decimal places to show the pence? In this instance we don't, we just want the pounds showing, so drop those down to 0. From the sample this could be around 50 quid there, it's not going to have any pence on. If I press OK, you can see it's added all of the pounds on now. There's no pence showing, and everything else is pretty decent. So next part then, as you can see with some of these names we've got bits missing. The actual cell that it's in is too short. So what we need to do is to try and make those a decent length. So for example, if we click on the C, so that Christopher's going to show up on the screen a bit better than all these other ones, what you need to do is just go to the right hand edge of the box, just double click. As you can see, it's just move that slightly over so you can see all the rest of the words. Now what I would suggest doing, just to make life a bit easier, if I just press back and get back to where it was before, the top corner of the screen here, top left corner of the worksheet, little box just above 1 and next to A, press on that and it will highlight the whole spreadsheet. And then you can go to A, again at the little right hand edge of the A column, and you'll see your cursor changes. Just double click there and it's done the whole lot for you, every little bit. So rather than having to do every column at a time, just do that, click the top up there, double click on it on the edge, and it'll do the whole lot. But as you can see, it's starting to come together, it's starting to look a little bit tidier. So what we need to do next then is to just be a bit creative with it, I suppose. So I think it needs to be in a proper table. So what I would do is highlight everything we've got there, and then what you need is, if I can find it, could be a thing that says format. There we go, format as table. So if you click on that at the top, your toolbar, and then you've got all these different options. They'll come up with predetermined colours and whatever for you. Now if you'd not already put the filters in, it would add those, but we've already done that. So if I just pick the red one, or should I go for green? I'll go for green. So it comes up with a little window, tells you all the areas that you want for it. So just press OK. Just saying it would remove the little bits and bobs. Oh, well, that didn't work. Okay, we'll try again. Let's remove the filters. No, actually, we'll try again. I'm not sure why I did that. There we go. It's worked this time. Should have gone for red in the first place. So as you can see, it's starting to look a little bit better, a little bit tidier. We've got the title. So I think what we need to do is make the title a little bit better. So a bit bigger, make it bold, we'll make it underlined, we'll add italics to it. We could red as a background and give it white writing, just so it's a bit more I don't like that red thing. There we go, we'll go for that one, just so it's a bit more in line with the actual spreadsheet that we're doing. And then To be honest, you pretty much, there or thereabouts with that. I think you could be quite happy. One thing I would notice before we do move on is, as you can see, some of these are all towards the left of the cell, and the numbers are all towards the right. What I'd say is you probably want to make those so they're all the same. Put them all on the left, so just at the top, line to the left. Made it a little bit tidier. If you want it to be really flash and to show off some extra skills, what you can do is you can make those who are not paid in full, you can make it so they are highlighted in red, and those who have paid in full, they can be highlighted in green. So we select that full column, you'll see at the top there is conditional formatting. So if we press on that, there's highlight cells rules. So what we want is just equal to. Then in here, you can type no, and it will say you've got your options, your colours there. So light red, fill with the dark red text. So you press OK there. And then do the same again, so you're already highlighted, so just go in conditional formatting again, highlight cell rules, equals to, and put yes into there. Now just change the colour, so we'll make it green with a dark green text. Okay, there you go. So if anyone wants to have a glance at this report, as a quick glance, they can see straight away who's paid in full and who hasn't. And that's pretty much all you need to do with this. So that's showing off all your skills really with this. As you can see, all your formulas are all in there just by using that function button at the top and just putting in what you want it to do. Excellent. So I think there is one more part to do on this before we finish. So the next bit is to create a suitable chart to show the age of each person on the trip. Identify each person by their first name. Format the chart so it's clear and easy to read. Save the chart as a separate worksheet within the spreadsheet itself. So you need to make a chart. Okay, so I've just had to take a little break in the tutorial video and try again. What I've been trying to do is not been working very well, which is just down to my own error, I think. So what we need to do is to create a chart as discussed previously. We need the person's first name and the age. So what we do is to click on rows, hold your button down and drag it down to Harry. And what you need to do, hold your control button down on the keyboard, select 34 for rows, drag all the way down to 42 for carry. Quick tip is to press F11. There we go, got the chart. So the chart has been put onto its own little separate tab within the spreadsheet, as you can see. And also, as you can see, there's chart 17. That's how many times it's taken me to get it sorted out properly. As you can see here, it's got people's names and their ages. It shows them where you are on the table, on the graph, sorry. And it's all set up quite nicely. So what you can do is double click on that little tab down there. You can change the name of the chart. We'll put chart to show age. Ages. If you want, you can also just show off a little bit by change the color of the tab if you want. So I think we'll make it red. Payments, we can change tab color again, make it yellow. We'll go back to this one. So as you can see, this isn't fully completed yet. There's a few bits we need to do, which is add in titles. So over here we've got a little bit of a key, which we don't really need. So if you click on that, let's press delete, get rid of it. So what we need to do now is have a title for the chart, title for whatever this is on this axis, and again on this axis over on the vertical side as well. So click on chart tools, you've got design there at the top, layout, format. What we need is layout. As you can see, you've got chart title. select either of these, we'll go above the chart. Then you need axis titles. Primary horizontal axis, so that's the one across the bottom. Title below axis. Axis titles again. Time primary vertical axis title. It gives you a few different options. I think I just want it to be horizontal title, so going across. You can have it so it goes down your screen, things like that, but we'll just do it this way for now. And now we just need to double click into there. Single click even. Highlight it, whatever you want to do. But we need to change it, say age. And at the bottom, click into that one. Change that to person's age. Person's age. And then at the top there, chart title. Chart to show age people. Those they should all be capital, really, shouldn't they, with it being a title? Okay, with that is everything done, completed. All you really need to do, you can do other things if you want, just to again try and show off a little bit. You can add, you can click onto there, you can change the colours of those design. Red, green, purple, go for red so it's in line with the other one. Also select them all, click on the bars there, right click and put add data labels. It will add the ages of the people, just so that they can see it exactly as it is rather than having a look through there. If you want, you can even change that, in fact. So if we click on that vertical axis and then format axis down the bottom there, click on that and it'll tell you, bring up this, so you can change it if you want. I think we do it like that. That's not working. Probably should have just left it alone, really. I was hoping to get it so it goes 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. I think you need this major unit. There we go. You need a major unit. You just click it from auto to fixed, and it's sorted out at 5. Let's add it up. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. etc. Apart from that, that's pretty much everything you really need to do with this. You just press close, and that's it. That's the end of the Excel tutorial. We've done everything we needed to do. See, it's looking quite a lot different to how it started. And it's fairly straightforward. Once you've had a practice and you know what you're doing with it, you should be fine. Just remember, use that function button. Very, very easy to use. And also just remember your formulas. So at times you might need to times something, you might need to divide something. All you need to do is just replace the little colon symbol in the sum calculation to whatever you need it to be. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been useful. See you again soon.